Welcome into ATB Show. It is at the buzzer, atbshow.com. You can go and find all of the links. We are short-staffed, like most of America. Nobody's here to bag my chips and my eggs, but we do have the best and the brightest, let's be honest. Uncle Duke's in beautiful downtown Maine. Rubber Shoes at his adjunct studios in beautiful downtown Lowell, and I'm in beautiful downtown New Hampshire. Adam, stunning. I wanted to say over the show, I wanted to leap into the chat and be like, what do you mean? When I send out with much trepidation, when I send out who's joining me, because we have our verbal commitments usually the week prior, and then things come up and everybody's got kids and families. I get that. Adam tosses into the thread, whoa, I'm going to have to bang out of the show. It's the first day of school. So I called Jesus.
You didn't know that?
I called Jesus. I said, "Dear baby Jesus, what are we doing?" I'm going to let him explain it because I haven't asked. I'm clearly asking now, rhetorically, of course. I'm very excited to find out how 5 p.m. in the afternoon interfered with the first day of school, unless they're on some new Japanese schedule and the kids are going for 18 hours a day. And they're getting every third Thursday off. I don't know what's happening down in Connecticut, but he's
first day of school. Take him out to lunch, dinner after or something, probably.
We're gonna find out. We'll have to find out his Patriots predictions as well because we're doing those tonight. He's not around. Corey is in hair and makeup, and he'll be stuck there all night. So we don't have Corey. We'll have to get his predictions later. But we're certainly going to lean into that. Obviously, besides our predictions for the Patriots for the season, can't wait to hear from the two of you because I know Scotty got there earlier. Don't know if Rubber Shoes made it down to Foxborough. Has anybody actually been to camp this year? Scotty, you went, yes?
I did not. No, I was going to, and then, as you said, life came up, and no. My trip for football this summer was the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That was our thing.
Right. Okay.
I never made it down to. No, we were going to, and then, God, I don't remember what happened. Something happened. Something came up at work, I believe, or something to that effect, and
you had a swim lesson.
So
no.
It's happening right now.
Just turn the camera. Be a good friend.
I'm not going to turn the camera. I'm going to turn the. No,
be a good friend.
This is the last one of the summer.
It is. Yes, it is the last. She's going back to. She's going back to college. So
I don't know. So I don't know what's more disconcerting, that we're all so excited or that Rubber Shoes has her schedule. What is happening? Inappropriateswimlessons.com, brought to you by. Oh my God. Anyway, all right. So you didn't go. So I'm gonna dive right in because obviously the football is the soup of the day. We're going to talk about some college football too, because Chestnut Hill University is going to take a beating Monday night, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Not that I don't have faith in my boys, but it got worse when they lost to Georgia Tech. Can we agree? Florida State drops one to unranked Georgia Tech in Ireland. The whole world is watching, and I immediately thought, dear God.
Yeah.
We already had a difficult game. We're going to Florida State on Labor Day this coming Monday night at 7:30, and now they're just going to be pissed. But before we get to that, because Billy's Irish have Texas A&M. Scotty, who do you have? Who does Michigan have opening week?
You know what? I've been so focused on Pats and fantasy
on the
football
Pat riots. So while you're looking that up, you can answer that. We'll get to college football in a little bit. Tell me why and who should be starting under center for the Patriots when the season starts. Rubber Shoes, go ahead.
Well, go ahead. Yeah.
I feel, unlike how I felt when Mac Jones was here, I felt Mac Jones should get the start over Cam. But I think I'd like to reverse that this time, have Jacoby start and let Drake get his feet wet, every game, come in the fourth quarter for mop-up duty and go that way. Ease him in and maybe start him come October.
Okay. Expound upon that. Like, why are we giving him the month off?
And by the way, we're the only team in in the NFL who hasn't announced who their starting quarterback is yet.
Yeah, you heard what he just said today, right? You heard what he said today?
Yeah.
So Mayo came out today and said that they've made a decision, but he wants to tell the guys first, and then he'll let everyone else know tomorrow on Thursday.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
He didn't have a chance Monday, Tuesday to tell the players.
Or earlier this morning. I don't know. I mean, just, it's just.
On Sports Hub, they've been saying, this is what's going to happen is, Schefter's going to drop a bomb, at midnight tonight. He's going
right.
Yeah.
So they let Zapp. So Zappy's gone. Do we think Zappy's gone, but he'll end up on the practice squad?
No, he's on the Chiefs. He signed a 1-year deal with the Chiefs.
Gone. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He's on their practice. He's on the Chiefs practice squad essentially. The Patriots did sign.
Best. I usually have CNBC up here, and I usually have the market on the TV across from me, and I've had it on ESPN, but then it sort of transitioned into the U.S. Open. So as much as I was getting some breaking news, and then all of a sudden it went to tennis, and I'm like, this is relaxing. I'll leave it there because the Patriots are only going to do stuff that annoys the hell out of me anyway, which it looks like they did. All right, so he's gone, and I don't hate that. I never had an issue with Zappy, but it was pretty clear he was the odd man out of the conversation. And I, to jump in before Scotty waxes poetic, I'm of the mindset, like, why would we sit Drake? Like, just put him in there. And what Billy's saying, I understand mop up duty for whatever it looks like. It's not like we're going to be winning games. I'm sorry, Scotty. So just going in the fourth quarter and get his sea legs, and then he's ready for October. But the only logistical reason I see, NFL expert here, is that they don't really have the line to protect him as he learns. So do you put Jacoby in there? Because if we break Jacoby, it's not the third pick of the draft that we just spent all of our emotion and money on. So, I mean, that's the only place I'm coming from. I sort of like, at this point, we've waited so long. Let's just throw the Ferrari on the track, And I might be giving him too much credit to call him a Ferrari, but
Mays outplayed Brissett in this preseason.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
Sure,
1,000%.
1,000%.
The point other people are making on that is like, especially the Washington game, he was playing against their second stringers, right? Washington didn't have, Sweat wasn't in there and others and stuff and whatever. So, it's hard for that gauge, but I'm actually trending more towards, the side of let him sit a year. We're not in the envious position of like Green Bay, for example, with Jordan Love. Obviously, they had a future Hall of Famer in front of him. They drafted him and they were able to work, have a season while he just sat there and learned.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that. Clearly, Jacoby Brissett is not that person. But, it's about, it's a fine line because it's about the temperament, in my opinion, of Drake May. And here comes my waxing poetically, I guess. Because when you look back, Peyton Manning didn't have a great offensive line. Peyton Manning threw 28 interceptions in his first year. His confidence never really...
For a second.
Am I back?
Yeah, we all froze up.
Everyone froze. Oh. We're back now. We're back now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where I left off. But anyway, I was just saying, Troy Aikman obviously, hadn't won a game, didn't win a game his rookie year and got his ass kicked. The only game they won, that team in '89, was with Steve Walsh at quarterback, right? So you look at these, and then you have others, that didn't play great, but were still okay. Cam Newton didn't have a great rookie year, but he played pretty well. And, so there's even Lamar Jackson, same thing. Like they're not, they kind of came up to speed, and Lamar particularly, I think, is a decent case for it because Lamar even started, midway through the season. He didn't start like week 1. He kind of came on as time went on. So to me, I think you start him again if he has that type of temperament that it's not going to go perfect, and that's okay. That's okay. It's not going to go great. The fans need to know that, which I hope the fans know, that it's not going to be, it's going to be a tough season for the kid. But again, he's also a kid. He's 21. He'll be 22 during the season. You know what I mean? He'll be turning 22 during the season. So it's nuts that he's the number 3 overall pick, and they're still kind of waffling back and forth. for me, I mean, everyone else is, you look at the rest of the rookies in that class, they're all starting week 1. Now, granted, they're all in different situations. The Patriots have probably one of the worst offensive line in the last 5 years of football. Apparently, the beeping in Lowell, Massachusetts doesn't agree with me, but I think it's pretty freaking terrible.
You just got
So it's a thing where I think they've made the decision. I'm interested to hear it, and obviously they have to explain it. And I think that may be one of the reasons why they haven't gone ahead and said who it's going to be, because I think it's going to be Brissett, especially with him coming out now and saying, we've made a decision, but we want to talk to the guys. I think it's going to be Brissett, in my opinion. Do I agree with it? I can go either way. I'm going to be that asshole that sits on the fence here and just, because I can see, to Billy's point, don't put the kid in there. Don't let him get crushed and killed behind a horrible offensive line. And run with Jacoby. And Jacoby's not a bad quarterback. He's not Aaron Rodgers, obviously, like Jordan Love had, but he's a decent quarterback, and he can make some plays. But I can also see starting him and getting him out there and getting him some real world experience.
Interesting. All right. So is there like a set press conference, 10 a.m.? Like, what are they talking about?
No, nothing scheduled.
No, not yet.
Oh, God.
Actually, so they were saying Gerard Mayo has no scheduled press conferences the rest of the week.
Right.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, this goes back to, remember Bill the other night, it was like last week or whatever it was, and Corey, he said, like, I was ranting about shit, and Corey was like, in Mayo we trust. And I was like, you got to earn that. You got to earn that. Like, this is the stuff right here. This is where he earns it. This is the type of stuff where Bill had to earn that. Obviously didn't start off great, going 5-11, and he earned it. I mean, by everything he touched from 2001 to God only knows how long, 2018, essentially almost all of it was perfect. But yeah, I mean, he's got to earn this. And this is a situation where he needs to earn it. Now, last little conspiracy theory, I'm going to just kind of slide in there.
Love it.
There's already dissension. They're the last ones, to Bill's point, they're the last ones to make a decision, right? Mike Tomlin, I think, was the second to last to say Russell Wilson is going to start for the Steelers. I think there's dissension.
That's going to be so bad. Sorry.
That's all right. Weld. Here we go, Weld, or whatever it is. But I think there's dissension. I think there might be a little bit of a disagreement between Mayo and Alex Van Pelt. Alex Van Pelt came out and said that Jacoby's the starting quarterback. And that's what he said. I think that was right before the Washington game. I want to say it was either right before or right after, but it was like right around that time, and said he was a starting quarterback. But Gerard just hadn't named anybody yet. And I'm wondering if Mayo is leaning more towards the kid, because obviously he outplayed him. And Mayo has been talking all training camp. If you play like a starter, you're going to be a starter, right? Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter the name on your jersey. If you play better than the person in front of you in the position in front of you, you're going to play. And I'm wondering if that's the case. And the Van Pelt's probably like looking at it like a lot of folks, including some of us on the show, Billy and others, is like, I don't want him to get killed. The offensive line's garbage.
Yeah.
I don't want him to get killed, and I want to be able to, he's got to learn the West Coast offense. There's still a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So there's still some things there. Maybe Van Pelt isn't as high as Mayo is on him, but I don't know. That's kind of like that's my Nostradamus slip in the conspiracy theory there. There's some
if Andrews gets hurt, they are screwed.
Honestly, we're not even like, everybody throws this term around and it means a million different things to a million different teams, but this is a rebuilding year. I feel like we're trying to build a fortress with sand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we building? Like,
that's the thing. They had money. They could have went out and made a better team for a bridge year. They could have brought in a better quarterback than Jacoby. They could have brought in some more pieces where the team's not going to struggle as much as we all, I believe, think they are this year.
Yeah.
And, and then you don't have the question of, well, the kid's better than Brissett. Why don't we play him? He'll give us a better chance to win. And that's, if they do start Brissett and Brissett plays how we played during the preseason, the questions are going to come by halftime in the first game.
Yeah,
that might be why Mayo's probably leaning towards playing Maye, because he knows that people are gonna start calling for him right out the gate.
And to your point, Bill, too, on top of that, right? It's also his get out of jail free card. I got a rookie quarterback. You know, I got a bad offensive line.
Yep.
You know, they're young, they're learning. The wide receivers are new, you know, because obviously Kendrick Bourne not going to play for the first 4 games because he's on PUP. Speaking of PUP, for 2 seconds, I still haven't heard anything. I don't know if you guys have or not. I don't know what's wrong with Mapu, but all of a sudden being on like the PUP list is super confusing because he has played pretty much every defensive snap available in the preseason, hasn't missed any camp. And all of a sudden he's on the PUP, and I don't know what the hell that's all about. But he's going to miss the first 4 weeks, which is just really weird to me. But anyway, but yeah, I mean that's and Bill, I think you might be onto something there. It might be a get out of jail free card, and just say, hey, I got a rookie quarterback, and we're doing the best we can. Everybody saw Houston last year, and is sitting back and being like, oh man, we can do that.
Yeah,
right.
We can't.
Can you?
I mean,
I guess a defensive offensive line. They have good weapons around them, and their defense was loaded for bear, you know. And I don't think that to me was a 1 in a million type of a thing. But you know, Irrational Scott says absolutely, and you'll meet Irrational Scott in a little bit. But you know, understanding and based
I love that you bring him every September. We get to meet Irrational Scott.
Realistic Scott is like, yeah, no, we're gonna win. Not so many games. I won't say the number yet, but yeah, it's not so many games. It's going to be a rough year this year.
Well, can we actually?
Which Scott are we getting for the predictions?
Oh, you get them both, baby.
Yeah. You get main lunch. You get main lunch, Uncle Dukes.
I'm going through some main lunch.
Is that a main lunch?
Yep.
There you go. Yep. Good for you. Excellent. All right. Well, let's jump into the schedule because I looked at it. I think I know what my number is in my head, but I'm just going to have Scotty read it to me. We're going to go through it, and I'm going to just sort of shotgun. I think I'm going to end up at the same number I was going to end up at. And I guess no, I'm not going to ruin the headline. Let's go through the schedule. You get the Patriots schedule in front of you, Scotty? Oh boy. Oh my God, the whiteboard. I love all of this. All right, so give me game number 1.
Cincinnati.
How
well can you see that, by the way? Can you see that okay?
Okay, and that's an at. Okay. At the Bengals.
Yeah, you know what? I realized, by the way, when I was doing this, the at symbol was actually a lot harder to draw than I had originally anticipated. It was not I get better as I go. I do.
So the Bengals, I'm going to go loss.
Okay.
Seahawks
at home.
I'm going to go loss. Keep going.
Is that better? How's that?
Jets, Niners, Dolphins. Loss. Texans, Jaguars, Jets. Loss. Win. Loss. Over on the other side, Rubber Shoes. I feel like Rubber Shoes is on my team right now. Titans, Bears, Rams. So that's a win-win-loss. And then Dolphins, Colts, Cardinals, Bills. All right. Oh, sorry. Loss, win, loss.
And then the last one is at home against Buffalo.
Did I get that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm off here somewhere. Was it Bills, Chargers? And then what?
So last 3 games are Bills, Chargers,
Chargers, Bills.
Oh, okay. I think my original 1, 2, 3, 4. I might have been off. Maybe am I going 4-13? Did I just do 4-13?
That's 17 games.
I think I just went 4-13. I thought I was at 5-12. Maybe I'm at 4-13.
I thought you had more than 4, but
all right. So I said 5-12. I said 5-12.
No, you just wrote them down though. So, but I thought I heard you.
Yeah, but
say
I also got
a few more
confused at
wins
the end because his whiteboard has me all screwed up. I'm sticking with 5-12.
This is my prop, man. I know you.
I love that you have the prop. I'm saying 5-12. I'm saying 5-12.
Okay.
I think anywhere that there's an offense that we can't keep up with, we're not going to be able to keep up with.
Busy day at Liberty today.
I'm on vacation.
I'm
on vacation this week.
He's been in the basement in the same clothes for 3 days, drinking Maine lunch. And the artwork, Rubber Shoes. Notice the different colors. Like he went through, like he's like week 1 blue, the @ symbol black, team red, check mark green. All right,
the exact words from my wife. The exact words from my wif was like, "I wish you could be more organized in other parts of your life," or something to that effect.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just got to.
Are the boxes only if you check for wins?
I'll get to that as soon as I'm.
Rubber Shoes. You're next.
Or is it
clearly
checks
the whiteboard.
and X's?
The whiteboard's the star of the show. Scotty, you know what we're gonna do? You need to. I wish there was a way that we could do a screenshot, but we can't because it'd be a still. I want to give my camera to you so you can we can go meet.
Oh, full screen it.
Go full screen on it. It's all right. You can just step away. You can back out a little bit.
Oh yeah. We'll be fine.
Rubber Shoes. Go ahead. Take us through the schedule.
So you want me to go one each pick?
Yeah, go through.
All right. So I have the Bengals. So for some reason my schedule doesn't say where the games are at, but it doesn't matter for me. I don't. Oh well. Okay. So red must be away. Blue is at home. Okay. So at Bengals loss, home against Seattle loss. At Jets loss, at 49ers loss, home against the Dolphins loss, home against Texans loss, home against at Jaguars loss.
Oh
shit. At home Jets loss, at Titans loss, at Bears loss, at Rams loss.
Oh my God!
I think did I? Where did? Oh, did I? Man,
you don't have them winning a fucking game yet.
Yeah.
We're creeping on November.
I must have changed my. I had 3 that I thought they could win, so
those
I guess
next year.
I changed them all to.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So okay. So let me go back. So I have the Seahawks. So I guess the ones I think are possible. So I'll go Seahawks win.
Oh boy,
that was one of the ones I thought. Titans win.
Oh.
And the Colts win. Those are 3 games I think they can win.
3-14.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought you'd be at least 4. All right, 3-14 for Rubber Shoes, 5-12 for Timmy. All right, Doctor.
3-14. Jesus.
All right. I love all of this. I'm so focused on my Chestnut Hill University football team this year, baby. Oh. Mm-hmm.
So,
this is so terrible. It's awesome. I love all of this.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Go ahead.
So this is I'm gonna go through here. I'm gonna go through here. Hold on a second. I gotta move.
So good.
I feel like the glare from
your screen. Yeah, a little much.
All right.
Yep.
So week 1. Let's start with week 1. It's Cincinnati. We're in Cincinnati. I get that we're in Cincinnati. No one gives a shit. It's week 1. You know what's gonna happen? A win. You know why it's gonna be a win? Do you know why? Because nobody knows what happens in week 1 in the National Football League. And unlike this prediction, it's going to work better than that marker.
Just like our offense, your Shoppy isn't working.
There we go. So we're taking a dub. Week 1 is a win. Week 1 is a win. All right?
Oh, my God.
That's 1. We go home. Seattle. I don't know what they're doing. They got a new head coach.
So this is irrational, Scotty doing the picks.
I love it.
Clearly. All right. They're confused. They're lost. They're over on the other side of the friggin' country. They have a new head coach. They don't know what they're doing. Guess what? Win.
Oh, my God.
Boom. Right there. Okay. Now,
2-0.
going into week 3 into New York. All right. They're playing the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Rodgers is, he's still relaxing and doing his meditation and stuff. He's still not quite there yet. After this game and the upset of the Patriots, he's going to tell everyone to relax because the Patriots go to 3-0. 3-0 because he's not ready yet. He's not really into the season. He doesn't like it. Then we have to travel out to San Francisco. I'm not even going to fucking talk about that. That's a loss.
Okay.
We're not going to go down that
the plane landed. I was going to say rubber shoes. Can you send a team over?
I thought we were going 17-0.
Oh, well, no. Not going 17-0. Then we come back. Got to play the Dolphins.
Yep.
Dolphins are tough. Dolphins are tough. It's still warm. Dolphins are very good. Still warm up here. They still play well up here. That's a loss. That's back-to-back. All right? So we're back-to-back. Now we get the Texans. Texans coming up here. A little bit cooler, We're talking at the beginning of October. Not cold. I said cooler. I see you. All right?
It's Close Day weekend. Yeah.
Close game. By the way, all this in my head is with Maye at quarterback. The kid pulls it out against C.J. Stroud, and the comparison begin. That's a win. That's a win. All right? And we're excited with that win to board a plane and fly all the way across the friggin' ocean to London.
Yeah, we got a London game.
Play against Mac Jones and the Jaguars because Trevor Lawrence had a really bad haircut.
9:30 start.
Had a horrible, horrible haircut.
Oh.
And he's not playing. So Mac Jones is going to start against the Patriots in London. Okay? Because it's Mac Jones. It's a win. All right? It's a win. Now, the NFL hates us, obviously. Clearly, they fucking hate us.
Yeah.
There's no bye week between the London trip and us playing the Jets the very next week.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, Aaron Rodgers is playing like Aaron Rodgers. So he comes into Foxborough and he steals our tea and crumpets. It's a win. And it's a loss. It's a win. Now, the NFL hates us.
Somebody's got volume up somewhere. What's happening?
There's no bye week between. I'm hearing myself. Why am I hearing myself?
Yeah, I don't know.
Billy, you watching the show?
There's something going on. Keep talking, Scotty. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Got to mess with my mojo a little bit, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So then we're going over to Tennessee. We're playing the Titans. There's no Vrabel there. There's no juice for this game for the Titans anymore. No Mike Vrabel, new head coach. There's no juice for them. They don't get up for this game like they did with Vrabel, freaking head coach. Guess what? Reach for it. It's a win. I need to lose some weight. Okay? Still don't know why I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, what is going on? What is happening?
There's no Vrabel there. There's no juice for this game for the Titans anymore. I'm going to mute myself for a second.
What is happening?
That's a win. And you lose some weight. Okay? Still don't know why I'm hearing myself. Yeah, what is going on? What is happening? There's no Vrabel there. I mean, it's not me.
It's like you're on a loop with the Vrabel thing.
I muted myself a second ago. This is going very well.
It's so good. All right, let's keep going.
I don't know how it's happening though. I just don't.
I don't know.
Very,
but I heard you talking about Vrabel 16 times. It was like it was looping.
Well, because yeah.
It's like you're on a loop with the Vrabel.
Oh, what's happening?
Now I hear you.
Now it's going again. What are we doing?
Hey, Bill, try muting yourself. Hold on. Maybe is it his end? No. He's got headphones on.
All right, let's.
Oh. All right. Did we lose him?
Is he gone? Oh my God. He's coming back. Hang on.
What's happening?
Can you hear me?
I can still hear another thing in the background.
I can too. Yeah. I think it's coming from Billy. No, he doesn't have it up, does he? No. You don't have the volume up. You have your headphones on.
Correct.
Okay. We're moving on.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh,
Okay.
What?
Oh.
Can you hear that now?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear that. We can hear me. I can hear me.
Wow,
no one wants to.
Yeah, it's my phone. I'm
Ah.
playing the show. I was playing the show
There we
to
go.
see. So I was everything was frozen, but the show was still going on.
Wow.
But you guys could still hear me.
We could see
But
you and hear you until like
Yeah,
just a second ago or whatever.
yeah.
So
Because I hung up and came back in.
I'm holding a whiteboard and marking these, and we're hearing loops and dropping. The quality of this production, gentlemen, is fucking top notch. Okay. Meanwhile, we're in week 10 against
Week 10.
Chicago.
We're back. We're back.
Jesus, and we're back. All right. Week 10 against Chicago, the Bears. The Bears are really good this year. It's a loss. All right. It's a tough place to play. All right. Now, week 11, Rams.
Aiden's very excited. Aiden and the boys from his lacrosse team are probably going to that game.
Beautiful. Love that.
Yeah.
All
pretty
right.
excited.
Rams have to fly quite a ways. All right. At this point, Matthew Stafford, who should have retired after he won the chip, he's a little banged up. They don't really have they don't have much of a backup quarterback. Guess what's going to happen there? That's a dub.
Stetson
Take the win
Bennett,
there.
come on.
Take it
All right.
a win there. Did you say Drew Bennett?
Stenson Bennett.
I mean, Stenson Bennett, excuse me, not Drew Bennett.
Yeah.
Wide receiver of the Titans. Jesus. No, I was actually going to say, if anything, Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy by then, and he decides he wants to play again.
Oh,
anyway, then we go down to Miami. Week 12 in Miami. We never play good there. Fucking Dolphins. Lost there.
Mm-hmm.
Colts. All right, week 13 against the Colts. We're right up against the bye week. Yes, that is not main math. I didn't put a week freaking 14 here because my whiteboard's not that big, and I was trying to fit everything on. I just skipped week 14 here. That's not. I know how to count to 17, 18, whatever. All right.
Okay.
That's just
all right. All right.
You don't
We
believe me,
believe
Timmy?
you.
I can see in your eyes. Okay.
We
Anyway,
believe you. Yeah.
it's a loss. No, I'm just kidding. We beat the Colts because fuck the Colts. We don't like the
Oh my
Colts.
God.
All right. Then we go on our bye week. Loving the fact that we're on our bye week. It's been 13 grueling weeks, a lot of flying, a lot of traveling. It's been a tough one. We got to go all the way out to Arizona. Kyler Murray pulls one out. Lose the Cardinals. All right. We're not ready. We just weren't ready. We're still in the bye week mode. And unfortunately, we're still in the bye week mode when we have to travel up to Buffalo. It's snowy. It's wet. It's gross.
Mm-hmm.
Should be used to it. We're not. We lose to them. Now, the Chargers, on week 17, they have to fly all the way over here. Guess what? Snowy, wet, cold. They don't like it. They want to go back to LA. That's a win. And then the very top here, I don't know if you can see it or not.
Bills.
Buffalo, right there at home. We get them at home. And once again, like they did just a few years ago in the wild card, they break our hearts and we lose the Bills again. So,
Where do you
what does
land?
that leave us? You all right?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 9 wins
8 losses.
for the New England Patriots. Yes, 8 losses. Sorry. There goes the main math right there.
That's
9 and 8 for the New England Patriots
Wow.
this season.
Wow.
And I tell you, it's because
Bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy. No, what is happening? You didn't get a Drake May shirt.
Almost.
You made a Drake May shirt.
Oh. Yeah, I have to do that with my 2 number 10s.
Oh my God. Drake May.
He may lead us to the promised land where there will be whiskey.
Oh my God. You got lunch going, you got whiskey going, you got duct tape on the back of your football shirt. We're all in.
All in.
I think he's been hitting those drinks since 9 this morning.
Yeah. I
wish. But yeah,
Put
that's it. I
Jack in
actually
his
had them at
cornflakes
10
this morning.
wins. I've been flip-flopping on a couple of those. I really been irrational. Scott had him at 10 wins and
All
sneaking
right.
into the wild card. So
do you yeah, that was my next question. They make the playoffs?
they do. Yeah, they sneak in.
Huh.
It's a mess. The AFC is a
Rubbishing
mess.
with 3-14 is like early Christmas for me. I love the anger. I love
So
it. Love it.
Realistic Scott is where I'm at 5 wins, and that's realistic Scott being as generous as I possibly can.
Okay.
I'm
So
between
you're
I'm between
landing
3
with
and
me
5.
on the math. Okay.
I'm
All
between. I honestly, I will say, I think they can beat Seattle. I think they can take one from an AFC East team. Maybe 2. And then I think they could beat the Jaguars in London.
Yep.
Even that's like such a home game for them. But whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, and then I think they could beat Arizona. Outside of that, I really, even though I gave them a loss here on that one, but no, it's gonna be a really long season, and I'm gonna love and hate every second of it because football's finally back, and that's all I give a shit about.
So that England game is going to be a loss, and Mac Jones is going to play the second half and beat the Patriots
and light them up
and torch us. Yep. Well, and on that topic, I knew we had a London game, and I sort of forgot about it. And then I was going through the schedule earlier in the week, and I saw the 9:30 time, and I'm like, oh god, is that Germany or London? Anyway, do you think when the time comes, because it's coming, which is I think preposterous, when there is a team in London, I always felt in my heart of hearts before they got the mojo that they have now down in Duval, but I thought before they got Lawrence and all that stuff that it would be the Jaguars getting moved over there. And they keep dropping them over there. Do you think when London happens, because I think it's a when, not an if, is it a move? Is it a transplant or an expansion? And I don't think they screw with the league right now. I think expansion's ridiculous right now.
So it's funny because I actually thought until they signed a new partners with the stadium, I thought Washington was going to go over there. To be honest with you, but they just signed some agreement with like some random bank. I don't remember the name of it, but it's not going to be FedEx Field anymore. Basically.
Okay.
Yeah, even FedEx doesn't want to deliver there anymore. Like they don't deliver any wins.
You're not going to deliver. We're not going to deliver. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Jesus.
But yeah. So I mean, I don't see the NFL doing an expansion. I think that would be
because it would have. It has to
happen since
just to make it viable mathematically. You'd have to throw a new team and all. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which would still sort of screw it up, but. I don't know.
Really hard to do. It'd be really hard to do for sure. So I see it. I see it as like a big transplant, but or Kansas City. Kansas City right now, they're battling with the city itself. In Missouri, they're not. The Chiefs aren't vibing with that place right now. So
it's so insane to think they could have that kind of success. They could be headed for a 3-peat, and they can't figure out where they're going to have their home games. Is fascinating. What are you going to say, Rubber Shoes?
So I could see them possibly put in a team in Mexico City and then one in London, adding one to each.
Would they go like?
I think they're fine the way they are now. We're having, 2 teams go over there,
just dropping
and then have
games
a bye after.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't see how it can work with a team there full time, like having.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see how the Brazil game goes as well, right? Because I want to see it. This is their first one there, I believe. Like
what are the road games? I say road games. What are the road games? So there's only one in Brazil. Are there going to be multiple London games?
There, I believe so.
And I don't mean same day. I mean like over the course of the season. Right?
Jacksonville stayed there for multiple weeks last year or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting, and I know the owners love it because it's it's more revenue and stuff like that. But I think the travel for the teams, to your point, Scotty, we're coming back from London. We don't truly get a bye. They're going to have the clunkiness of that travel back from London, and then the Jets are at home, but it's the Jets at 1:00. It's not even a Monday game,
3 games.
Oh, so one in Germany. Oh wait, 4. One in Brazil. 1, 2, 3 in London.
Right, and then the one in Germany. There's 5 total international games.
Okay.
Yep, there's 5 total international games.
What is it? Yeah, there's 5, but it's not. Oh, there's Seymour. Oh yeah, there, Munich. Yeah.
Does everybody have? I threw that in the chat earlier.
Opening weekend is one.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, Friday night. So
Yeah,
Thursday
that's
night
the
football. They
Brazil
have,
one.
So
yeah, they have
Thursday's the kickoff.
Yep, with Chiefs and Ravens, and then the Brazil game is Eagles
Friday.
Packers.
Friday.
Yep,
Okay.
on Friday. Yep.
Oh, so they're going to own the weekend. All right.
Dude, I will also say that they knocked it out of the park for opening weekend for primetime games. Obviously, those two are great matchups for both of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the Sunday night game is Lions and Rams in Detroit. So Stafford has to go back to Detroit.
Wow.
That's pretty spectacular. I'm
And
like,
who's
okay,
Monday?
yeah. You did well there. They did
And
well.
who's Monday? Are they doing a doubleheader Monday? Sometimes they do like the 7 o'clock game, the 10 o'clock game.
I don't think not this year. No, because they added the Brazil game. No, because they added the Brazil game, so they wouldn't be. My understanding is new.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's I'm interested in what they're going to do because I feel like it's just going to happen. They're gonna drop a team over there, and I don't know how that makes sense for travel, like when that's going to be baked into the schedule for a year. It doesn't. It's sort of gross. It's like throwing a team in Canada too would be annoying. But that was a threat with Buffalo for the longest time that they were going to move them up to Toronto when they felt like they weren't catching fire and they weren't getting the crowds. And obviously, Bills Mafia has solved all that, but it could still be
when our offensive coordinator was their starting quarterback.
Yeah, well, and look what we're talking about right now with the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are on fire, and
it's crazy.
And they're talking about maybe not being in Kansas City. It's stunning. We're super fortunate that we didn't, and we weren't necessarily going to lose our team. I mean, way back in the day, Orthwine was talking about St. Louis, ironically, right? That was the threat. And then the worst case scenario was going to be the intersection of 84 and 91 down in Connecticut. And then, we still would have done it. I know you're on the waiting list for tickets, right? You'd still go to Connecticut for games, right? Of course you would. Yeah. As we all would have. Absolutely. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Drive by Adam's house and not say hi.
Yes. No, there's no time. It was the first day of school. Oh, yep. I always work it in. Just like prom night. Anyway, so all right. Well, there. I'm back. Do we have our predictions? Do you want to talk national championship predictions for college football? And then we'll do some week one predictions for the teams that we love. I mean, everybody knows what my prediction will be. All I want, I guess I'll jump right to it. Like, all I want is for us to not get embarrassed. And I hate saying that out loud. We've got a studded quarterback for the first time in a long time. Because, what's really funny is the fact that if you didn't see Tommy's picture and you heard his name, you're like, oh, they got an Italian kid. There's an Italian kid from Framingham under center. No, Tommy Castellanos, right? So it's just that makes me laugh. But we have an athlete at quarterback, which is awesome. And the fact that he certainly could have jumped, I think the O'Brien effect kept him from jumping. Because, he came out the next day and said, I'm staying, which was awesome. We're getting more transfer, we're getting more people in the transfer portal, which is good. We're never, ever, ever going, like, I'll say this now because I don't have much time left, like in general and in my life. We're never going to compete on a national stage for a national championship. There, I said it. But it's going to be nice to have fun watching this team. And I think this team is going to be probably more fun to watch than the Patriots. I'll say that out loud. I think this team will be more fun to watch than the Patriots. I think they'll be more entertaining offensively than the Patriots because of the scheme.
That's really easy to do, bud.
Oh, stop. I know, but I'm talking about Chestnut Hill University. Give us
I'm
some
just
credit.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Give us some credit. So, so I'm looking forward to that. I didn't even look at what Vegas is talking about for a spread. I'm sure it's probably 16.5 points. I'm guessing. So I'm sure it's some outlandish spread they had on us, but I think it was made worse by the fact that Florida State lost to Georgia Tech, and they're going to be even more angry. Maybe so angry they're seeing red and they screw some stuff up. I just if we can keep it interesting, because the world's going to be watching. It's Monday Night Football on Labor Day for college football, and I'm hoping that we can show up and make a little bit of a statement and keep it relatively interesting. I just don't want it to be a rout. because that's not good for anything. So I'm excited about that, and I think we've got a team that can make enough noise in an arguably depleted ACC. I mean, I'd love to get to not just like the Chestnut, the Chestnut Hill Bowl, the Fenway Bowl, but I want to get to like a bowl, and start to build on that. And I think honestly, we haven't had this. The last time we had someone who stuck around for 10 years, his name was O'Brien too. Tom O'Brien came in after the betting scandal and really put us back on the map. And I would love for, the great thing about Bill O'Brien is this is not a stepping stone for him. His wife's an alumni. His other son is playing baseball at Tufts, I believe. His other son has I think, a combination. I'm not going to say neurological. I think just some physical challenges, and his care is best in New England. So they really want to be home, and he's from here anyway. So this is his last destination, unless somebody throws a bag of money at him. And I'm not quite sure that Chestnut Hill University is where you're going to build the resume that you get a bag of money thrown at you that makes you leave a thing that feels like home. So, I think if we can get 10 years out of him and really build something up, I'm super excited, because so many people have been like, you're golfing or talking to friends or talking to people at the office, and they're like, what do you think about the Patriots? And I'm like, Mayo was a mistake. I like Mayo. Hi, Gerard. You look great. I like Mayo. I think it's a mistake. I think it's going to be 3 years of mediocrity. And I've said right after that to everybody, I'm more excited about my college football team than I am the Patriots. Right? I'm way more excited about that. And we don't have a super delicious schedule. We open up with Duquesne. You're welcome. But we got some good stuff. You're going to be at the Michigan State game. That's going to be a great, and I think that'll slide to 7:30. That's the red bandana game. That's a win. Not that we're doing college schedules, but I think we pull out that win. We always emotionally get a little more juice at that game. I would love to win that game on ESPN at 7:30 if the Lord God is listening. So I want to keep it interesting. Michigan has who? Who are you guys playing?
Fresno State.
Oh, you're gonna punch them in the face.
Yeah.
You excited about you? I know the coach is from the coaching staff. Are you excited about him, or did you want them to go?
Oh yeah, no. Love all. The problem that's happening right now with Michigan is more the distraction off the field. With everything that's going on. You want to say the previous regime, even though like a lot of the staff is still there. But yeah, I think that's my biggest gripe going into this. I think they're still loaded for bear. I mean, they lost a ton of talent to the NFL, clearly. They still have Edwards. They still have others that are there that, on the offensive side, and their defense is still stacked. And they have some kids you'll hear some names about. Do I think they'll end up in the national championship this season? They have the defense to do it. It's always going to come down to those bastards in Ohio. So, I mean, that's really what it's going to come down to. And Penn State's really good this year too.
Not this year.
But
what are we talking about
this year?
The expanded brackets now for the playoffs. 12 teams make it instead of 4.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, so they could. But with Penn State's good. Ohio State's obviously good. I think Nebraska's got some players this year as well. So it's the Big Ten, which now includes I think like UCLA and like USC or whatever it is now, right? And so it looks so different. It'll be interesting to see how they do that. These these games against like Fresno State or your Duquesne and stuff like that. These are the types of teams that you have to beat and be handled.
It's French for why are you on my schedule? Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, no. Do I think they're going to win the national championship? I don't see it right now. But I think they'll be in the conversation for the majority of the year. And what'll happen in November will happen in November. November is going to be insane. Their schedule in November is pretty tough, but it's also tough for the rest of the Big Ten. So it's Big Ten is one of the better conferences. Is it the SEC? No, but it's one of the better conferences in the country for sure. So no offense for the ACC,
dude. There's no way in the world that people can tell me whatever they want, but I'll refuse to listen. Big Ten is right behind the SEC.
1,000%. I think so too.
Like that, like the ACC, we're waiting for Clemson to leave. We're waiting for Florida State to leave, and then I'm just going to get a stepladder and just repaint Big East, and we'll just slide the bracket. We'll just slide it over. Yeah, it's I mean, am I excited that we have some new schools from the West Coast and it's a little bit different? And there'll be some we invented a road trip, as you boys know. In November, we're driving to Dallas for the Southern Methodist University game because Janine is a maniac. But the Big Ten. What I don't like, and here's me waving my cane at the clouds. I just hate that used to know what the Big Ten was and used to know.
Yes.
And just now it's just like, okay, wait a minute. UCLA is Big Ten, and Stanford is ACC. You're trying to make it make sense, and it's like
because it doesn't make sense. Pac-12, the Pac-12 exploding ruined so much. You know what I mean? The Pac-12 just going bye-bye. It's not gone. There's 2 teams left? I think 2 or 3 teams.
What I love, but what I love, and I want somebody needs to bring this back. So hopefully God's listening. I used to love, and they got rid of it a while ago. Do you boys remember Goal Line? ESPN Goal Line. It was ultimately the red zone for college football. And Janina and I are in the same camp when it comes to this. And again, I love the NFL. The NFL is fun. Red zone all day, all that kind of stuff. I got to tell you about Aiden's setup at their new dorm. They got 5 TVs going. They're like the main game TV, the red zone TV. Then they got one for PlayStation 5, one for Xbox, and one for the Switch. But anyway, on a Saturday, you could put on Goal Line, and you were watching highlights from 11:59 a.m. to 1:59 a.m. because the Hawaii game started at 10:30. Right? It was just I love that. And are there teams still on the West Coast? Are we still going to have West Coast start times? Yes, but you could always count on the Pac-12. And not that I was watching with a gambling problem with my bookie on the phone, but it was something.
Yeah.
And it was arguably, if you had the right matchup, it was a decent game to fall asleep to. I wasn't up until 2 watching the seconds tick off, but yeah, it's really eroded. At the same time, it's going to be really interesting, and I love everything about what's going on right now. And people feel differently about ESPN, and however you feel, I appreciate that. The dais for College Game Day is phenomenal now with Coach on there, and it's just going to be so cool to Rubber Shoes' earlier point. Now that we're at a 12-team bracket, it's going to be really interesting to watch how all this plays out, and it's just going to make it that much more fun. Question though, because I haven't done enough homework to look into this. When does all that officially, how deep are we going? The playoffs are now going to extend into when?
It's only 2 extra weeks.
Is it only 2 extra weeks? All right. So
because so 4 teams get a bye.
Ah, okay. So it's going to go.
Actually, so it's only 1 extra week actually.
Oh, all right. So we're only going about mid-January then. Okay.
Yeah, okay. They'll be played in December. They'll be in place of other bowl games in December.
Okay. Yeah.
They're not going to extend it out. I still think the national championship is probably second week of January, I bet.
Okay. Rubber Shoes.
So it's going to be interesting. I like it because one, you're college football. If you want a national championship, if you get a loss, you can almost count yourself out. Now,
Florida State
can afford to lose a game and still stay in it.
Yep.
It'll be interesting because SEC. So whoever wins the SEC gets a bye. The other team's going to have to play a game. You can't have 2 teams from the same conference in the top 4. It's the top 4 conference winners. The top 4 ranked conference winners get those first 4 spots.
And the buys. Okay.
Yep.
From an NFL standpoint, does everybody, I threw this into the chat earlier in the week and I was dead serious. Does everybody have every possible social medium so they can watch all the NFL games? Because I know this was talked about quite a bit when all this stuff came up with Netflix and everything, but you need every streaming service almost.
Why? What?
Except
I've never missed a game.
You don't need BritBox, but if you need a login, I have BritBox. So
It's like I have. So Netflix has games.
Yep, Christmas Day.
Do they really?
Yep.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yep.
Hey, that's awesome.
I swear to God, the NFL said Christmas Day is going to be on Netflix. Yep.
Let's fact check you.
And he's fact checking me. I love him so much. And here's the other thing though, too. The proliferation of the things moving, they're gonna start to dig deeper into this, and
well, it looks like they're gonna finally get me to get Netflix.
There it is. He's in now. Well, but Rubber Shoes. Would you watch that over ABC? Because ABC is going to be NBA all day. There's like 5 NBA games on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, I don't have fantasy basketball team.
Which I also find fascinating. Unless Christmas Day falls on a Sunday, which is it a Sunday this year? No, I feel like it was a Sunday last year.
No, I think it might be because there's games on New Year's Eve. Oh no, maybe that's Saturday.
Christmas is a Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Wednesday. What?
Yeah. So this begs the question, and not that anybody needs to play nice, but it's always historically, correct me if I'm wrong, I probably am, Christmas Day has always been NBA's day. Thanksgiving Day has always been the NFL, right?
Yes.
And now on a Wednesday, they're gonna throw pay-per-view NFL football on Netflix.
And not minor things. Chiefs, Steelers, and Ravens, Texans. Those matchups at that time of the year, massive implications.
Yep.
Though the Steelers probably not so much, but 3 out of 4 of those teams, and I guess you could put the Steelers in there potentially as well, because I don't care what anyone says, I'll never sleep on Mike Tomlin's ability to pull a team out and obviously get them to 500 or above.
When you're smart enough to send your kid to Boston College, listen.
I'm sorry?
Little Tomlin's at BC. You didn't know that, Dino?
I did not know that.
Yeah, Dino Tomlin's going to be in his second year at Boston College. Yeah, it's a wide receiver.
That's amazing. I love that.
Oh, I thought you knew that. Oh, right.
I did not. No, I did not.
I thought I name dropped that last year at some point, but apparently I didn't. Yeah.
You might have, but I drink on this show. So
and you're blinded by your passion for Michigan football. I know. Yes,
and the Patriots. Yes,
I'm gonna double check. I think maybe Dino's a senior this year, but I'll look right now. I think it's somebody had it all mapped out and financially mapped it out. And again, what most of us have. I mean, I think most people I talk to that have Netflix at this point have Netflix with as many screens as possible with 4K and all that kind of stuff. You could go in cheap and dirty and get like entry-level Netflix and save some money, but somebody had it road mapped. You are going to need to have access, and just to eradicate, you don't need cable, I suppose, because you could just get Peacock, and that would take care of your NBC. You could get Paramount, that would take care of your CBS. You get ESPN Plus, that would take care of your ABC, right? And then where would Fox pop up? Does Fox pop up on Hulu? Have they made that decision yet? Because Fox was sort of married to Hulu, but it's really an ABC thing now. So I guess you do have to have access, but there's probably a Fox app you can get now. But you're in the best position if you have some sort of cable or satellite or streaming service. And then you need Peacock. You need Netflix. I don't think Amazon's Thursday night. And there was one other thing that I heard rumored, and was it Apple? I forget, but somebody had it mapped out, everything that you're going to need. It was an article from last year, and I think there's going to be articles coming up in the next 2 weeks because people have probably forgotten, and they're going to go to watch the game. And, with all due respect, for us, it's not a big deal. It's like, got to go here, click that, open that, fire that up. Good. But when you got, if Richard E. Lindsay was still alive and my dad was trying to meander around Peacock to find the Patriots game, he'd lose his natural mind, right? So you've got this generation you got this generation that used to sit with their ankles crossed on a braided rug listening to the Lone Ranger radio program, and now they're trying to find Peacock streaming. I tried once. I shouldn't say I tried. Explaining streaming to your parents. And
so...
Because it really doesn't differentiate. I'm like, well, it's the information that's coming through the wires. And but so is cable television. Yes, and it's different. But anyway. Anyway.
So upstairs is they're
Upstairs
getting
is my
rid of
downstairs. Go ahead.
Xfinity.
Yeah. Oh.
They're gonna get Verizon Wi-Fi and DirecTV streaming.
So the Verizon Wi-Fi or Verizon Wi-Fi through their phone service, like the little thing that they're going to put in their house. Or are they getting? Are they getting Verizon
FiOS or whatever?
FiOS.
Yeah.
Okay, that's FiOS is good. That's really fast. That's good. It's fiber optic.
And then they're going to be streaming DirecTV.
I love DirecTV streaming. Can't say enough about it. Can't say enough about it. And I know people get worked up because people are like, well, I went to streaming.
But as an 80-year-old with no patience?
What I'm going to tell you that you probably need to do for your in-laws is with a little more patience, and I have the remote right here, right? Because I have the same TVs in my office that I have at home. Here's my little TCL Roku TV remote. The one challenge is if you don't get what they call the Osprey box for DirecTV streaming, which is not much of a ridiculous added expense. I just didn't want any more equipment, and it's not that big a deal. And I've gotten used to it now, because if you go into the DirecTV streaming without the added box and just do it through your TV, the mindset is it's just like I'm streaming, going into Peacock and scrolling down and finding the thing I'm looking for. The user interface they've built now for DirecTV streaming is very similar. If I click on a CNN news show, in that same stream, it's going to show me all the other cable news networks and what's playing. If I go and find the Red Sox, it'll show me all my other favorite sport teams if they're on or when their next game is in that same roadmap. I don't have, as you can see on this, I can't just go to, 206, which is numerically would take me right to ESPN. I have to go up, but in my recently watched, ESPN's always right there. So
that's what I'm worried about.
It's going to be a little clunky for them. They're going to be like, well, I want to click the number,
if he can't just put in, yeah. Well, I'm not dealing with it.
But William, he's going to be relearning it anyway because he's stepping away from Comcast. It's a whole different set of numbers anyway. I know because my parents, I know your father-in-law's upstairs going $849 for ESPN, yes. Right?
So that's, my brother-in-law has been trying to get him to cut the cord for a while, and Steph kept going upstairs and saying, "You're not going to be able to go flip back to the channel you were watching. You're not going to be able to put in the numbers of the channel you want." And I don't know how the DVR works with that. He DVRs everything.
You DVR to the cloud. The one thing they haven't done yet, which has been a slight challenge for me, but I'm not worried about it. So we just moved. We've been a year now on DirecTV streaming. I did it last August.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do it. I did it to get rid of the equipment, saved over $100 taking equipment off my bill. Because most people go to streaming for one reason, to save a ton of money. Honest conversation, when I moved from DirecTV satellite to DirecTV streaming, I knocked about $80 off my bill. I'm still $191 a month. But we have every channel. And I'm happy as hell because I'm saving $80 in my heart, right? Here's the thing. The one thing they haven't done is they haven't created, what's the word I'm looking for? Users. So when we go in my household, downstairs, if they're recording to the cloud, that's my cloud.
Different profiles.
Yeah, so profiles. Thank you. That they're threatening right now. I'm on the Facebook group for DirecTV stream. It's apparently coming to a theater near us. When that happens, that'll be delicious. I have unlimited cloud, but now it'll be when my father-in-law Brian logs into his, he'll just go into DirecTV, pick his thing. All of his recently watched, all of his likes, all of his algorithms will be his. Because I'm looking and I can see all the stuff that Janine and I are watching. Cameron doesn't really watch DirecTV. Bubba will watch it now that he's back at school, and that's another blessing because he can watch it out in Illinois on my account. I don't get punished for that. And then when my father-in-law has his own thing, then I'll be able to record again. Because we don't record to the cloud right now. I told Janine a year ago, I'm like, we're not recording anything right now because it's all one big cloud, and I don't want my chocolate and your dad's peanut butter. I'll lose my fucking mind. Because if I go to watch something that I recorded and they deleted it, let's wait till we get our own user profiles. So I love it. DirecTV streaming, I think if you're going to that, because people are like, oh, I went to Hulu TV, it's less expensive. But then they're bitching about all the shit they don't have. DirecTV streaming's the best across the board. User experience, the user interface is super sexy. They just flipped it about 3 months ago. It's delicious, and it's worth it.
I just got rid of all my boxes except for the main dining room box for Xfinity, and I'm streaming off of my Apple TV in the other rooms. And that saved me close to $100 right there, just turning in all the equipment and.
Yeah. It was. I realized for me, I'm like, the equipment's insane. I still have the dishes on my roof, but I'll rip those down when I re-roof. But yeah, it's awesome. It's my favorite, and I've looked at everything from every angle. Like the fact that I have, Nessun through DirecTV gives me access if I need it to Nessun 360. The fact that I have Showtime through DirecTV gives me access to Paramount Plus. And they only just did that. I used to pay separately for Paramount Plus, and then all of a sudden they combine them. If you have HBO, you have access to the Max app. So I've used that strategically because I keep saying 191, but that's 191 is for DirecTV streaming. Then I'm $92 a month for my internet.
All right, I have a dork question for Scotty.
Yep.
So because on social media stuff, I can't tell what's real and what's not. Is the Acolyte not coming back next year? Or they're not renewing that?
They decided
to
cancel it. It wasn't
after that tease at the very end. I know. So pissed.
I know. They did not. They spent a lot of money on the show, and their returns were just not great. And it wasn't well received. I mean, Star Wars fans. There are two different types. Star Wars fans are, they could be like, like myself. Like I enjoyed the show. I would say there were some episodes that I could have completely done without. Yeah. That they kept saying like, oh, they'll tease something, and then it just kind of they don't show anything. Oh, we'll do that maybe next time, kind of a thing. So the show itself and some of the fight scenes were some of the best choreographed fight scenes I've ever seen in Star Wars. But then you have other fans that will just completely destroy it and just scorched earth and all that stuff.
If it goes off different platforms.
And it didn't, the returns weren't there for it. And that was one of the main reasons.
I enjoyed the show. And then when they showed him at the very end, I was so excited for a second season. And then I started scrolling through stuff and seeing that it's going to be canceled. I'm like, what?
The frustrating thing of the whole thing was they had the opportunity to bridge a massive gap between the first, the prequels, right? Yep. Episodes 1, 2. There's a big gap there that it's amazing storytelling that they had the opportunity to bridge that. And they're not going to do it now. Which is sad, and it's sad to I think a lot of
they've been kind of a little. So after watching the Book of Boba Fett, I was expecting Boba Fett to be in the next Mandalorian season, and he never was there. I'm like, what did they do there? They teased you for it, and then never did it.
I don't think they were going to bring him back. I think he was happy to rule essentially, and just kind of be where he was. That was a different one too. I felt like they were almost pushing to try to get him into like I don't want to say his story out of canon, but just like kind of it was very surprising, I guess, the way that they ended up pushing that. But it was good. I liked the Book of Boba Fett a lot. Yeah, that was really, really good.
Now it's gonna be Mandalorian and
Grogu.
Grogu
movie. Yeah.
Movie.
Yep.
Oh, really? There's a movie coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yep. Hey, 2026.
From a streaming standpoint, getting back to Netflix, and they do such a great job with all the sports shows. And I apologize to both of you, Corey and Adam, for waiting 36 years to watch The Last Dance. That was phenomenal. It was
ridiculous to go.
I've already forgotten about it.
It was ridiculous. It's so well done. And all I could think, I was, we're driving, and Janina was driving, I was passengering because that's what I do. We're buzzing.
Yeah, I know, because I got a shit ton of TikTok stuff sent to my phone.
Of course, I was hard at work. I got a full week hard at work. there's a show on Netflix that's been on, or a series, and I haven't watched it yet. And I was wondering if you guys had seen it. Have you guys watched the receiver one yet? They did quarterback. They did quarterbacks.
So good.
Is it really
so good? Yes.
Really? All right.
So good. Yeah, it's got Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel. It's got I'm blanking on a couple others, but it's really, really well done. Very similar to quarterback, which was awesome. I will also say they just announced today that Netflix is doing a starting 5. It is a look into last season. It's coming out in October, and shocking, has LeBron James in it, but it also has Anthony Edwards, Sabonis from the Kings, Jason Tatum.
How dare they?
And I'm blanking on the one other guy. There's a 5th one there, obviously starting
Derek
5.
White.
But it is definitely not. But yeah, and we lost him because I said LeBron James. He immediately hung up.
He left.
He immediately was like, "I'm out. I'm out."
We said LeBron James, and you left.
He just dropped.
I don't
Too
know
funny.
what the hell's going
But yeah,
on
it looks
today.
really cool. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." So, but yeah, I think that'll be interesting to see for sure. But no, Netflix does a really good job. Did you also see that they're doing? How Hard Knocks has done? They did mid-season or in season or whatever.
I watched
last
the
year
preseason Giant thing.
Yep. Well, so they're doing, obviously they did the Hard Knocks with the Chicago Bears for the training camp. Now they're doing Hard Knocks in season with the I think it was the AFC West, the entire division.
Oh. I haven't watched the Bears. Like the original Hard Knocks was always the one that was preseason led up to the cuts.
Correct.
I haven't watched that yet. I watched the preseason one they did with the Giants.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the Bears one yet. The last one I watched that was in season was the Colts, I think.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
that was really
that was a couple
well
seasons
done.
ago.
So they're doing AFC West.
They do an amazing job. Yeah, I think it's AFC West. I'll look it up again.
Interesting.
I haven't watched since Antonio Brown was with the Raiders.
That's when he had frozen feet.
Yep.
Yeah, frozen feet.
I remember that one.
What a jackass. All right. Well, we will be back at it. Rubber Shoes, who do you guys have? Who are the Irish playing? What did you say?
Texas A&M in College Station.
Oh.
Saturday night on ESPN.
AFC North, not West. Sorry.
AFC North. All right. That'll be interesting.
Sorry.
That'll be interesting.
Sorry,
all right, Rubber Shoes, you guys winning that game?
Yeah. We have to. Unlike your schools, we do not belong to a conference, so every win counts.
You have to win. Yep.
We still probably can lose one and still end up in the top 12, but it's harder for them because we don't have a conference championship game to play in. So
yep. Well, that's your own doing. So let's not.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, princesses just dancing around the floor with nowhere.
So we play Georgia Tech and Florida State for the ACC this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're semi-connected with the ACC.
Yeah, they refuse to be seen with us in public, but they're connected. Yeah, it's all right. We understand. We'll get back to it next week. I think we're going to be Wednesday next week for Corey and Adam stuck at the bus stop and hair and makeup for Scotty. And
10 wins
are over. Did you cover the pool yet?
No, I mean with you guys, I haven't covered the pool yet. No.
Do you cover it every night?
These nights, yes.
Like the solar? Do you put over a solar cover, or what is it? What is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's solar. Yeah. We have a reel. We just and we can
simple. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it made it a lot easier. Pulling it off and pulling it back on before the reel was like killing my grass because I just I would lay it flat.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it was just a pain. So
pain in the ass.
It was.
For Scotty, for Rubber Shoes, and for myself, we appreciate you hanging out. We'd love for you to subscribe and share and comment. And without fail, we'll be back at it next week. We are ATBshow.com. Scotty's showing off his duct tape shirt of May the Force be with you. That's the shirt.
Buddy.
That's the shirt they got to come
Announcement
up with.
tomorrow.
There it is. All right, boys. Have a great week. Take
10
care.
wins.